The biggest pot of investable money most workers have is their 401k. As a result, managing it well is also likely to be your biggest investment responsibility and your biggest source of financial stress. So here to help you become a better steward of your 401k is the father of the 401k, the man who invented the plans in the first place, Ted Benna, now the CEO of Malvern Benefits Corporation. Thanks for joining us, Ted.
Thank you.
What's the biggest mistake most people make in managing their 401k?
I put number one on the list is not participating.
Just not
you have the
joining in the first place.
opportunity and just not being in the game at all.
That's a hard one to recover from. I guess you can recover eventually, but then you've lost some really key years in your savings.
Well, absolutely, because you know the benefits of compounding and the fact that you miss 10, 20 years, man, it's a big hole to dig out of to make up that time.
Yes, although there are some people who probably would have wished they'd missed the last 10 years, but even so, all that saving would have added up and it would have been there for the rebound that started in 2009. What's the right amount to save?
What you're going to need to meet your plan. Certainly, but the general consensus is no less than 10%. But I would say, my answer probably more directly on it would be a big mistake most people make is to fail to actually tie into a plan. They just kind of blindly participate without having an objective in mind. And as you know, there are a lot of tools out there today. Usually your provider that handles your 401k plan, or financial magazines, or other places where you can go and you can utilize a calculator that will help you determine whether or not you have any realistic expectation of getting where you need to be. And the advantage of doing that as you're younger, and you say, you realize, wow, I'm not going to be anywhere near. Well, you can start to take steps, to get on track with where you need to be.
Yes.
I mean, if you wait until you're a few years before retirement, now all of a sudden you say, well, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to sit down with a planner and find out whether I'm okay. You got a problem.
Yeah, you're going to need a heck of a planner to get you out of that hole. So that's an important point. For a lot of people, may assume that the 401k is designed to get them to a retirement that is comfortable for them, but it's not. It's just a tool. You need to have a plan, and the tool has to be part of that.
Yeah, you have to work at it. I mean, no question.
How about investing? What do you tell people about making the right choice when it comes to investing?
Well, I'll tell you, my opinion at this stage is that the best option for most participants is the simplest. Most plans today offer a choice where you can put all of your money into a single fund that has an allocation mix that makes sense given your age and probably automatically rebalances, which is an important thing. And the more advanced type of those accounts reduce your risk automatically as you age as well. So, for most people, clearly that's the the best option they have available to them is to kind of put it into that type of structure. Just ignore what is going on with the market and stick with it.
Of course, you could do that yourself, I suppose, but for a lot of people, that's just impossible. You always want to shave the corners. You always get scared of the market. Temptation is always to do the wrong thing.
Well, I'm sure you've seen the statistics, Eric. Many investors in mutual funds, whether it's in 401k or otherwise, get a lot smaller return than what the funds earn. And the reason for it is because they think they're smart enough to know when to move, in and out and so forth. And in doing that, most people, blow a significant part of what the ultimate return would be. And so the advantage of these types of funds is they take that emotion out of it, and the participants who get it and understand it just ignore the market activity and say, hey, look, I'm in here for a long haul and forget about it, keep putting money in.
Would you ever tell someone not to participate in a 401k?
Probably the answer to that would be yes, if I thought my boss was a crook. If I worked for a small company that I had very little confidence in the honesty of the person running the company and wondered whether the money really was going to go into the plan or not, then I would think seriously about it.
Sounds like you ought to put your savings into looking for a new job, too.
Probably, right.
Are there things that you would recommend that participants who are in a plan never do? So some rules, just don't go there kind of investments or strategies.
I guess probably what jumps out at me is being guided in your investments by what is currently hot. You know, that once a year you sit down, you make decisions, and you go with what had the biggest return, you know, the last year or two, because as you know, every segment cycles, and obviously you're just setting yourself up, you know, when you play that game to constantly get hammered by moving in the wrong direction at the wrong time.
Are there innovations coming down the pike in 401ks that investors should be looking forward to?
I would say probably the most significant on the horizon right now that is supposed to become effective beginning of next year is mandatory fee disclosure based on regulations issued by the Department of Labor. And hopefully that is going to put participants who haven't been able to get good information about cost of investing in a position where they're going to have a lot better information available to them.
Ted, thanks very much.
Welcome.
And thanks for watching.